A beautiful day to have a ribbon cutting for the Eastwood Skate Plaza. I'd like to just give a special thanks for the Eastwood Neighborhood Association. I know you've been working on this project for the last 10 years. It's taken us about 3 years to get this done, but we are very happy that this is completed. I also want to thank our departments. I mean, you know, you see the project, you see the end product, but to get there, and I think Steve will tell you, to get there to an end product of a project in the city is a very detailed and tasked process. At some point, the fire department, they helped us out. The police department helped us out. Water department, we're going to install a water fountain probably in the next couple months. The water department did a water line. We have DPW, the commissioner here. So it took a concerted effort. We have engineering. I don't know if anybody's here from engineering. You know, none of this would have happened without an engineering department. So if you give them a round of applause as well. In our department, I don't know where he is. He's running around here somewhere. Glenn Lewis is our planner. He's trying to play low key. Glenn, could you just raise your hand? Yes. Glenn Lewis is our planner and actually makes everything happen. Just real quick, I just want to talk about Judy Lewis. Where are you, Judy? You're right here. Judy, along with the other skaters, you know, you're not too young anymore, but I heard you were younger one day when you started this. Really put a lot of effort into this project. You know, there were some naysayers, there are a lot of questions, a lot of concerns about safety, the congregation of, you know, people late in the evening and just things like that. But for us, the Parks Department, this is recreation. You know, we don't have one set of tasks you can do as far as recreation. Some people run, some people like to bike, some people play football, some people like art. This is recreation, and this is something that we want to support, and actually we want this to grow in the city. So Judy has been, I would say, the force, along with the Neighborhood Association, like I said, the young people here on this project. I've known her for the past 3 years. She's very persistent, but a helper. You know, to get anything done in life, you have to be persistent, but it wasn't like someone's coming and saying, well, we just want this, and what are you going to do about it? This is a person, and these are a group of individuals who said, this is what we want to do, this is what we're willing to sacrifice. So a lot of personal money, grocery money, children's, whatever the money was, went into this project. They took it another step further. They know our resources are pretty low in our department. They went out and worked and got a grant through the New York State government, the New York State Parks Department. So they didn't just say it, they did it. And this is, you know, the model we want to follow in our community. We need help. And, you know, Judy, you've done such a great job. Neil, Santoro, everybody has done such a great group. So really give them a round of applause. So I think I've talked enough here. I'm so glad that this is over because this is one of my priorities that the mayor gave me when I took this job. And I'm just relieved today that I can take this off my plate. Maybe I'll learn how to skate. So without further ado, bring up Mayor Minor.
As a lot of you in the audience know, just because a priority comes off doesn't mean another one doesn't get put on there. So I am thrilled to be here today. A little bit chagrined to be standing here because I did not have as much to do with this and should not be at this podium taking credit for it other than being the chief elected officer of the city. Obviously, you heard Bea go through all of the different city departments that work together to help with the Eastwood Neighborhood Association. And of course, we could not say enough about Judy Lewis. I remember this project when I was on the city council, walking into maybe one of the first or second Eastwood Neighborhood Association meetings and seeing the brochure there and thinking to myself, wow, this is an aspiration. But then when you see Judy Lewis behind it, you realize that it's an aspiration that has a real hope of becoming a reality. And make no mistake about it, without Judy Lewis, none of this would have happened. So I too want to add my voice and commend her for her hard work. But in a broader perspective, today and this park really shows what is special about Syracuse. That we can recognize goals and aspirations and work together. Both community leaders, young folks, advocates, city governments, state government working together to say this is in the best interest of our entire community, so let's recognize the obstacles and find a way to overcome them. And we did that. So as the mayor of the city, I am deeply proud and honored to be a part of that can-do attitude to say, if you will join with us, we will figure out a way to get it done, and we will never let obstacles stop us from getting to progress for all of the people of our city. So Eastwood Neighborhood Association in general, Eastwood in general, which is a place near and dear to my heart because my grandparents lived here and I spent a great deal of time as a young impressionable child here. Judy Lewis in particular, and of course the city of Syracuse, congratulations, job well done. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the woman of the hour, Judy Lewis.
Oh wow, this is so exciting. Officially, as chair of the Eastwood Neighborhood Association's Skate Park Research Committee, I've been assigned 3 tasks: to extend thank yous, to explain the name East Woods Skate Plaza, and to introduce skateboarders. Commissioner Mohammed and your dedicated staff, thank you for all your work on this project. Mayor Minor, thank you for believing in this project and pushing to its completion. Peter Chrissy, thank you for inviting our skateboarders to your Syracuse University design class. That was the source of our original 3-level skate plaza. Thank you to all the contractors, especially Brad from Pillar Design. He did this final design. Thank you to the funding sources, the New York State Office of Parks, Recreation, and Historic Preservation, the City of Syracuse, the Eastwood Neighborhood Association, and Tony Hawk. Well over 100 people were involved in making this plaza happen. And I want to thank all of them. My second task, the name is the East Woods Skate Plaza. It's not Eastwoods Plaza, it's the East Woods Plaza. What we're told is that these trees behind us are the last stand of the original East Woods. You know, people used to say, I'll meet you out in the East Woods, later to be shortened to Eastwood. The plaza is the first in an even bigger dream of building 2 more, did you hear that? 2 more levels into the woods, but not protecting, of course, the oaks. My last task is to introduce 3 skateboarders that were significant in its development. Jamie Noter Thomas, I'm going to say their names and then I'll have them all come up after and say a few words. Jamie Noter Thomas, who petitioned for a skateboard in 1978. Styx Chambers, who while in the armed forces encouraged us continuously from Afghanistan. And Neil Krause, who holds the record for the most meetings any skateboarder attended, and he will become the next chair of the Eastwood Neighborhood Association Skate Park Research Committee. Jamie?
Okay. Well, there was about 6 of us that all did those meetings and wrote those proposals up, and they really were with the help of Leo Sweeney and Bob Beasy at the time. I remember Bob Beasy. And you were at that meeting?
I was at that meeting.
Okay.
The Eastwood Program in Community Education.
The Eastwood Program in Community Education. And there were some good community people. So I can't really take the credit, but because my name is known around town, I think Judy picks on me a lot. So, and like many people, I guess I'll just briefly say, first of all, to all you skateboarders, yo dudes back there, this is what skateboards looked like in 1975. This is a Lamar concave. It's signed by many people, including Tony Hawk, who donated money to us. Those guys were our heroes. This is a Lamar. He was a big skater at the time. Brad Bowman wheels. And it still runs. This was $200 at the time. And a neat skateboard hat. But anyways, where all you people are standing was a mark of a great era. You all know that America at one time built and made beautiful things. And you're standing on a giant double-size Olympic pool right now. And it was an awesome thing. And the kids in the neighborhood had such a great time. Everybody met down here. And it was a real significant thing to show what people could achieve back then. It makes me wonder who had the ceremony for that pool when it opened. Who thought of it? Who made it happen? And they're probably long gone, and you know, and these days everything is it just seems like things are torn down, or they're just memorials all the time, and nothing for living, you know. And so when that got torn down, we were really heartbroken. And friends of ours, we all painted murals on the buildings. There were a Born to Run Bruce Springsteen cover, the Doors. Over here was Dark Side of the Moon and the wall. We had the Rolling Stones tongue on one of the buildings. We had, you know, all kinds of great stuff. I know I'm forgetting some. Led Zeppelin cover. And when it was torn down, it was a heartbreaking thing, but we wanted to see a skateboard park built because we skated in this pool. There was a 9-foot vertical. It was really cool, and it had like a little change from vertical to where so there was like a little kind of a, you know, and you could flip off that edge. And there was a little edge on there that wasn't metal like this. Just letting you know. It was pretty cool. And we had a lot of good times. So that was what inspired us to ask them to build a skate park here. It was unheard of at the time. There weren't skate parks anywhere. Now there are skate parks everywhere. But none as good as what I see right here. This is awesome. This is awesome. Any skater will go, yup, that's right. That's the way they do it right there. So I just want to say that era came to an end. Then there were some troubles in these areas. Maybe even the first shooting we had in Eastwood. If you don't give kids something to do and you keep saying no, and it's against the law to skate here and it's against the law to skate there, what are they going to do? They're going to get into trouble. So you've got to give them something to do. And that's what, this is a new era. This is awesome. I'm just so proud of Eastwood for doing this. Judy, awesome. So that's what I had to say. Enjoy.
How's everybody doing today? Hey, my name is Santino Chambers, but everybody around here knows me as Sticks. I've been in Eastwood for about 11 years, and I'm proud to be an Eastwood member, and I'm glad the skate park was built. I'm committed to ending the stigma that's surrounding us skateboarders. People think we're just a bunch of troublemakers, tagging, drinking, being stupid. But some of us are, but that's with every sport, you know what I mean? Being in the military taught me a lot of things. Leadership, loyalty, respect, service, honor, integrity. And I just try to live my life like that every day and try to put it into my skateboarding. When I first heard about this skate park, I was 16 years old. I'm 25 years old now, and it's for the newer generation, the younger kids, the ones that are out here just killing it. And I just want to thank Judy Lewis, Mayor Minor, the Commissioner Muhammad, and I would just want to thank all the parents of the skaters that just never told us no, let us do us and let us learn. So now I'm going to give the mic to Neil.
Hi everybody, how are you today?
Good, how are you?
Doing well. Thank you for all coming. 9 long years, over 100 meetings, and it's finally done. This has been a really long and stressful journey, and I'm very proud of all the people that have been involved in it. We all stuck with the project. I want to give a special thank you to our committee members, especially Judy Lewis, whom without this park would not be here. If you see her around the event today, please be sure to thank her. Also, a big thank you to Commissioner Bey Mohammed, who's been a part of this for at least the last 3 or 4 years, and Mayor Stephanie Miner, been a part of this for the last 3 or 4 years as well. They've been such big supporters in really getting this done, and I'm happy to see it done, and I'm looking forward to the future phases. Lastly today, there's a story I want to share with you about the power of skateboarding. A young man I just learned about named Johnny Romano. He was diagnosed with leukemia at age 7. Throughout his gruesome 3-year fight with leukemia, the one thing that kept Johnny going was skateboarding. Even though the doctors told his family he shouldn't skate and it was too dangerous for him. Johnny got to skate a park just like this before it was open, a couple of days before it was open. And a few days later, sadly, it was the last day of his skating. A couple months later, he passed away after falling into relapse of a coma. So I want to remind you all today, you never know when your last day is. And to all the skaters out there, I want to remind you guys to roll forever. If you want to know more about his journey, be sure to visit johnnykickscancer.org or stop over at the table. I have a flyer, all his info. Thank you for all being here, and let's get this ribbon cut. Thank you.
So we're going to just gather over here and cut the ribbon, and I believe we're having a competition today, maybe some lessons, and just thank you again for coming.
You guys ready? We're going to have Judy do everything.
Yes, Judy cut it.
Okay, so let's give her a countdown. 5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
Anyone involved, come up and we'll get some pictures.
I want to hug her.
Oh, absolutely.